Yo, what's up, South Africa? What's up to the world? It's Sulani Baloyi here, but you can all call me V-Tech, hence the name V-Tech Reviews. All right, welcome to episode 1 of V-Tech Reviews. And today I've got something very exciting that I really want to introduce to you guys. I'm itching to pull this device out. The smartphone I'm going to be reviewing today is manufactured by a company called Vivo. Yes, Vivo. I'm not talking about VW Polo. No, I'm talking about Vivo, the smartphone manufacturer. So here's a little bit about Vivo before we get into the product review. Right, so Vivo has been in the South African market for about 3 years now, but Vivo is a massive global smartphone brand, currently in the top 5 global smartphone brands, and currently the #1 smartphone brand within the Chinese market, right? So they're doing massive things across the world, and they can also be found in over 60 regions across the world. Go to South America, there's Vivo. Go to Nigeria, there's Vivo. Go to Egypt, there's Vivo. And now in South Africa, we also got Vivo, right? A very, very big smartphone manufacturer, which I'm gonna introduce to you today. And the first product on the lineup today is, and it's called the V25 Series. This is our V25 over here, the Vivo V25. This is the most expensive Vivo that you can currently find in the South African market. And if you're looking to buy a V25, you can find it at any of South Africa's network stores. The cash retail price is about 14,999 or 15,000 South African rands. And if you're looking to get it on a contract, you're looking at anything between 499 to 799, obviously depending on what package you get it on. He also has a little brother, which is called the V25E. Right, this is the little brother. So the little brother retails for about 10,999, so 11,000 South African rands, and you can also find it at any of South Africa's network stores. You know, and it also ranges from about 399 to about 599, again depending on the package that you get it for. So those are the minor details as to where you can get it and where it's available. But without wasting any more time, guys, let's dive straight into the product review. I'm going to tell you the main things that make these devices the best device to get within this price range. And obviously, these are alternatives that you can buy. There's so many options out there in the market. And I promise you, I've seen these products, I've used them for a while, and they really are good alternatives that you can get that offer real good features, real good performance, and most importantly, really good photography. All right, so let's jump straight into it. I've got the full box over here. This wouldn't be an unboxing if I didn't have a fully packaged one, right? So I'm gonna open it up right here and let's see exactly what comes inside of the box. So firstly, it's really nicely and neatly packaged. You've got the V25 device over there in a nice plastic sleeve. On top of that, we've got the you got a little plate over there. You've got your quick start guide and your user manual. Oh, you've got a nice SIM ejector tool over there. And what else is nice is you get a free TPU gel cover in the box. That is a really cool thing, man. This means that once you buy the phone, you don't really need to go and spend an extra 100, 200 bucks in order to protect your device. On top of that, you also get a charging brick. This is a fast charging adapter, up to 44 watts, right? 44 watts, quite quick charging over there. And then you've also got your charging cable, and of course, original Vivo headsets right there. And my favorite, for those who really enjoy high quality music, right? You've got your mini jack to Type-C adapter, right? So if you don't really enjoy the wireless experience, you've got the adapter to use your wired headphones. And that's a proper package in the box. So already I'm really impressed as to what you get in the box. I get all the value. I don't need to spend a little bit more extra in order to, accessorize my phone. As you guys know, there are some brands that just when you buy their device, all you get is the device and a cable. meaning that you got to buy a charger, you got to buy a cover, you got to buy screen protector, you got to get everything else, and that could add up to an easy 2 grand, right, depending on the brand you're getting. With this device, you got full value, you got full peace of mind from the onset, right? So thank you, Vivo. Right, now let's look at the device itself. All right, so overall summary of the device is as so. It comes with 256 gigs of internal storage. You got a Type-C connector over there. You've got a beautiful design. Look at the camera bump on that thing. I just have to show you that. Look at how beautiful that camera bump is, and the sides of the device. I love the flat edges on the device too. It comes packing with 8 plus 8 gigs of RAM, which is a total of 16 gigs of RAM. And guys, in simple terms, if you're a person who likes to game, play heavy games like PUBG, Call of Duty, this phone will be able to handle those kind of games very easily without overheating, without freezing, because it has enough memory and enough RAM to run these kind of things. While we're on the battery, it's got a 4500 milliampere hour battery, which is very large. And it's also got Type-C connector with 44 watts of flash charge. Now, in simple terms, guys, with 44 watts of flash charge, you can get from 0 to 100% of battery within an hour. But none of us wait till our phone hits 0 before we charge our phone. We usually charge our phone at battery low, which is like 20 to 15%, right? So from battery low to 100%, you can get from there in just 38 minutes. When Eskomsa push gives you that notification, just plug your device in, and by the time load shedding hits, your device is 100% full and ready for that load shedding period. But now we're going to get into the 4 main features that really stand out about this device. I'm excited to show you this. And we're going to start off with the first groundbreaking feature. Only phone in South Africa to have this technology. It's called color changing design. Yeah, color changing design. The only phone that has this. I know some of you may be confused right now, but let me break it down for you. So it's very simple. With this device, it has a special glass over here called fluoride AG glass. And when sunlight comes into contact with this glass, there is a chemical reaction that happens which causes the color to change. So right now you can see that it's like a light blue. Once the sunlight hits the phone, it'll change to a dark blue. And the little brother has the same. It has this, it starts off as a beautiful bright yellow color, and after the sunrise, or rather after the sun rays hit this device over here, it'll change to a red. Now that's unbelievable. As you can see, Vivo has really changed the game from a design perspective. I honestly have to say, I've seen many devices out there, there's curved screens, etc. But from a design perspective, I have to say, this is one of the most creative, one of the most intriguing designs. And I guess it's the type of device that'll make you stand out. Imagine, my gents, imagine pulling this out and you put your phone down on the table and the lady you are talking to sees this color change. She's gonna be amazed. She's gonna wonder where you bought this device. You're gonna look like an OG, I'm just saying. So it's a really nice feature that'll make you stand out. So big ups to Vivo on that one. Let's move to the next feature, which is the most important, I have to say, when it comes to any smartphone, and that's the photography, right? So we're gonna look at the back camera and the front camera. Starting with the back camera system, we got a triple lens camera, which consists of a 64 megapixel OIS ultra sensing camera. Then you got an 8 megapixel wide angle camera, and over there you got a 2 megapixel macro camera for your close-up photography. But I really want to focus on the 64 megapixel OIS main camera, which means one simple thing, guys. So firstly, let's talk about the megapixels, right? You got 64 megapixels. That'll give you an ultra clear, ultra sharp shot whenever you're taking photos or videos on this device. But it's got a special technology which is called OIS, also known as optical image stabilizer. But here's the simple explanation. With OIS technology, the camera has the ability to remove and stabilize unwanted bumps and shakes from when you are recording. Now, for example, let's say you're outside and you're taking a video and you are walking while you are doing this recording. Now, there is a lot of movement and unwanted shaking that is happening during this recording process, right? A phone without OIS, when you play back the video, you're gonna get a very bumpy, shaky experience when you play back the video. But a phone with OIS is able to stabilize all of the movements. So all the unwanted movement from your footsteps and from your arms moving gets absorbed by a motor in the camera. And the result is ultra smooth video and ultra clear shots whenever you are taking motion photography, right? It always ensures that your content that you shoot on your device is smooth and clear. So that's the rear camera system, very powerful, very sharp. But now, something that stands out about this device is the front camera on it, right? The front camera on this phone is a, please do believe me when I say this, it's a 50 megapixel, 50 megapixel autofocus selfie camera. Now, firstly, I have to highlight this because most camera systems out there, and I don't mean to throw shade, but if we look at the S23 Ultra that just came out, it has a 12 megapixel front camera. Apple iPhones, 12 megapixel front camera. Here we're looking at a 50 megapixel front camera. Very high resolution front camera that you get here, and it can even shoot 4K video. Yes, 4K video can be shot on your front camera. Now this is next level front camera. And I guess the benefit to that, guys, honestly is most of us, when we take a photo, we rely on the back camera. We'll always use the back camera because it takes the best shot, right? But now with a 50 megapixel front camera, I do not need to have a heavy reliance on my rear camera. Imagine taking a photo using your back camera or a selfie using your back camera. I gotta kind of memorize. I can't even see what the photo's gonna look like. I cannot even see where the shutter is, right? But now with a powerful front camera, all I gotta do is look, and I'm gonna get the same quality shot that I can get from the rear, right? So same quality in the front that you'll get in the back. Powerful, super front camera that we got on the V25. OMG, this is very impressive. So as you can see, guys, we've got an amazing design, groundbreaking design, only phone in South Africa. So it's exclusive for those who like to act brand new. Number two, you've got an amazing camera system, and I have to say all of this is useless, guys, if the device is going to freeze on you or if it's not going to keep up with your daily life. So with any piece of technology, it's very important for it to have a strong enough engine and capacity to run throughout the day. You don't want to have a phone that's going to overheat in your hand when you're playing a game or when you're recording video, right? You want something that's going to be able, to handle everything that you're going to do and all these great features, right? So right now we're going to step into the last feature, which is the engine of the device, right? I mentioned that it uses a MediaTek D900 5G chipset, very powerful, premium, energy efficient chipset. But the aspect of performance I need to talk about is the RAM on the device, right? It comes with a total of 16 gigs of RAM. Let me just clarify. It has 8 gigs of built-in RAM, and then it has an additional 8 gigs of extended RAM or software enhanced RAM, right? So extended RAM is RAM where the phone can borrow some storage from your memory and convert it into RAM. That may sound confusing, but guys, in simple terms, when you have a lot of RAM on a device, it can do a lot of things. It's like a car. If you got a car with a big engine, it can move faster and it can deliver more power. It's like with the phone, the more RAM it has, the faster it can operate and the more work it can do. So if you are a person who likes to edit video or who likes to edit photos on your smartphone, 16 gigs of RAM will make that easy for you to do. If you're a person who likes to play deep, intense games like PUBG, Call of Duty, heavy games that are quite demanding on a processor, this device will handle that with ease. And that's the power of having 16 gigs of RAM. With 16 gigs of RAM, this device can open up to 27 apps. Yes, 27 different apps at the same time. And your phone is not gonna overheat. It won't freeze as you're switching between the apps because it has enough memory to share and divide across all of these apps. 16 gigs of RAM. Unbelievable device, guys. Overall, I have to say it's a powerful machine. I did forget to mention the screen on the device. Here we got a 6.44-inch display, right? Quite a large display. It's an OLED display, AMOLED display, right? Which is the best screen technology that you can get. It's got the richest colors, it's got perfect blacks, and it's the most power efficient type of screen technology. As you guys know, screen on a smartphone is the one thing that consumes the most amount of energy. So the better the screen, the longer your battery is gonna last, and an AMOLED display is enough to do that. On top of that, for the gamers and for the guys who like watching movies on their device, we've also got a 90 Hz display, right, which is ultra smooth when you are moving from left to right or scrolling on your device. And also for that gaming experience, you've got a very quick refresh rate. So if you're playing very high speed games, or you won't get any motion blur on your screen. Everything's going to be smooth and it's going to be fluid because of the quick refresh rate of 90 Hz on the V25. So that's your V25, guys. Overall, very balanced device. Great design, great camera, great engine. What more do you want? Only 3 minor differences between them, but pretty much they both are very well balanced, very good devices. I'm just gonna highlight the differences real quick for you. Right, so your big brother over here, he's 5G. This is a 5G device, best of the best network connectivity. Your little brother is a 4G or LTE device, right? It does not have the 5G capability. Right, difference number 2, your front camera on your V25 is a 50 megapixel autofocus camera, very powerful front camera. And then the little brother, you've got a 32 megapixel front camera with fixed focus, right? But still 32 megapixels higher than what you will mostly get from other devices in the market. And our last difference on the device is the internal storage. On the big brother, you got 256 gigs of internal storage, and on the little brother, you got 128 gigs of internal storage. And those are pretty much the only differences between the two devices. They both have color changing technology. They both got the 64 megapixel OIS camera, and they both have the groundbreaking 16 gigs of RAM, guys. That's one of the most amount of RAM that you can find in the market. All right, Vivo. I'm very, very, very impressed with this V25, and I'm looking forward to unboxing and reviewing more of your products. Guys, I really hope that you enjoyed today's episode of VTech Reviews. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. If you guys have any questions or comments about the content, about the device that I reviewed today, please do feel free to drop me a comment downstairs, and I will definitely get to you. I will respond very actively to you guys. And before I forget, guys, please do like and subscribe to these following platforms. I will really, really appreciate it, and it will help me to continue to deliver this fire. All right, so until the next video, this is VTech Reviews. It was a pleasure. Peace out.